Hey guys, it's Donna with Resale Tips and Tales, and today I'm going to share with you guys the global shipping program. So recently in one of my other videos, I had a viewer that asked me to go into detail about what the global shipping program is all about. I've been using the global shipping program since it came out, and I'll have to say I really love it. Some people either love it or you hate it, but I do like it. I feel like it's expanded my business. I feel like I have safer shipping methods to ship internationally with this program. So I really do think it's a great idea for you to consider if you're not currently using it. So I printed out this little sheet from eBay, so I figured I would just go over the facts with you guys of what it is all about. The best part, I think, of the global shipping program is that eBay takes control of the security of your package, and you kind of lose any of that responsibility once it leaves the country. So I think it just protects you a little bit better. eBay has always offered international shipping, so you can also just ship on your own internationally, but just keep in mind that you have to track the packages, you have to worry about the customs paperwork, you have to make sure all of the forms are filled out, you have to make sure all that stuff, whereas with the global shipping program, eBay takes care of that for you. I've shipped all over the place. I've shipped through as close as Canada, but I've also shipped to Japan and Germany and Spain and countless numbers of different countries using this program, and I haven't had any issues. Knock on wood, I haven't had any issues. So let's go ahead and dive in about what is the global shipping program. Sometimes they just call it the GSP program. They just keep it for short. They give you the initials, but it is the global shipping program. And what it does, it says here, it makes available to over 60 million buyers worldwide. So if you're only shipping to the United States, you are really narrowing down who you are selling to. So why not expand worldwide? So you're basically protected as well from any negative and neutral feedback, which is awesome. You have control basically of which items you want to ship, so you don't even have to ship all of your items or give that option. If you just want to ship like your lower priced items, or you can select certain categories of which ones you want to go international, or like me, I make it available for all of my products. There are some restrictions, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. So essentially with the global shipping program, you can send your item basically to a domestic shipping center. Once it reaches the eBay Global Shipping Center, they take care of it from there. So you are only responsible for the domestic shipping portion, which is what you do anyway right now as you sell on eBay. A little more information here. It says to sell through the global shipping program, you do need to have a seller rating of above standard or higher, and you also have to meet the following criteria. Your item must be physically located in the United States. Your item must be listed for sale on eBay.com, obviously. Also, your item must not be ineligible, illegal, hazardous, subject to export restrictions, or prohibited by eBay or prohibited by the global shipping program, which we're going to talk about in a minute. If you have any questions, I am going to leave the link below in the comment section or in the description section, so you can go directly to this program. It has other links that you can go to that kind of expand the information. I'm going to try not to go into too much detail, so not to bore you guys, but you can also look into this and get any more questions answered. And leave your comments below if you have other questions. I'll certainly look into it for you and get back to you. All right, you also have to accept PayPal as a payment method. In most countries, the delivery address of your buyer must be a residence or a street address, not a P.O. box. Now, they give some exceptions to that. There's a couple countries listed here that do accept P.O. boxes. I'm not going to go through and bore you with all of those, but there are a couple of exceptions. Also, there's a weight maximum depending on the country that you are shipping from, and dimension maximums. As you'll see, it starts down here at the bottom. It ranges from, let's see, 66 pounds up to 150 for some. So you just have to make sure that you know what the size of your packages are. It's so essential with this program, I'll say this right now, that you know how much your packages are going to weigh and what the dimensions are going to be, which you should be doing anyhow so you don't lose money on shipping. But it's even more important with this global shipping program because you're dealing directly with eBay. You're shipping to their center, so you don't want to have to owe money after you've shipped it there, or you don't want to lose money either. So make sure that you are knowing that before you sign up for the global shipping program. Also, it says here that there is a maximum sales price depending on where you're shipping it to. Now, this excludes the shipping and handling, but it cannot exceed these maximums. And again, it varies. You're going to have to pull up the list there, but it varies from $200 all the way up to, looks like, what is that, $2,500 in all other countries. So there's only a couple of specific countries that limit the dollar amounts of what you're selling. Personal note, if I had something that was selling for thousands of dollars, I might be a little hesitant to ship international, but if you're gutsier than I am, go for it. I would not ship anything over $200 because just because you're using eBay's program does not mean that it's not going to have any hiccups. So that's your personal business. You have to decide what your risk is, but just take caution because sometimes customs can be kind of tricky. So it does say here that if an auction style listing ends with a final price that exceeds the maximum allowed for the country you're sending it to, that you are then responsible for arranging alternate shipping and also complying with any of the export rules, regulations, and procedures. So just keep that in mind if you do auctions. I rarely do auctions, but just keep that in mind. As far as the charges, so there's no fee to be part of the global shipping program, which is pretty awesome, but there's still charges that apply to you and the buyer as you normally would with any other type of listing. So they break down the different fees. So the standard eBay selling fees and PayPal fees apply. Now with PayPal, there are some other fees, and I'm going to get into that in a minute when you're shipping international and especially with different currency types. Let's see here, your final value fee is calculated based on the total amount of the sale, including the domestic shipping charges. So only the shipping charges that they charge you for the United States transport, not the shipping charges to go overseas. And sales tax is not included in the final value fees. As far as the buyer charges, it says in your listing, the buyer will see the estimated shipping and import charges. The full and final charges will be available to them at checkout. Also, they can view what they've been charged on their order details page. So this is a little bit sticky. I have had comments from the buyers that say, why are the fees so high? Why is the shipping cost so much? But they have to pay the customs fees. There's tariff fees sometimes. There's brokerage fees, insurance fees. And that's why I don't like to have to deal with the fee side of it because it really falls back on eBay. And they will not let them leave you a negative feedback if the shipping charges are too high. And we're going to get into that in a second as well. So the shipping charges the buyer sees include any U.S. shipping charges that you specify, as well as international shipping, handling, and other fees. The import charges include any custom duties, taxes, brokerage, and other fees. Brokerage, or any other fees. You receive the item price and domestic shipping and handling amount that you specify directly from your buyer. So it's just like you're selling to somebody in the United States. You sometimes don't even see the other side and how much they pay. So that also gets tricky sometimes when it comes to returns because if they maybe say it's an item not as described, you have to kind of find out how much total they paid. So sometimes you can lose money on the return side of things. So that's another risk factor you have to think about when you're shipping international. So what are some benefits of the global shipping program? So this is coming from eBay. It says here, besides making your items available worldwide, there are a number of benefits using the global shipping program. What are they? If an item is lost or broken during international shipping, the eBay money back guarantee cases will be resolved in your favor and your seller performance standards won't be affected. So that's pretty awesome. When you provide free domestic shipping to the shipping center, you'll automatically receive a 5-star rating for the shipping. If you charge domestic shipping to the shipping center but receive a rating below 5 stars for shipping costs, it won't count against your seller performance standards. I think that's pretty awesome. So another incentive to offer free shipping, I guess. You'll automatically receive 5 stars for shipping time in your detailed seller rating when you ship the same business day or 1-day business handling. Upload tracking information with 1-day business and deliver the item to the U.S. shipping center within 4 business days. So I do this as a standard business anyway. I do 1-day business shipping. There's really no reason not to. It's just good customer service. Nowadays, people expect their package on their doorstep the next day. So the quicker you can get it to the shipping to the post office, the better. Any negative or neutral feedback that can be attributed to global shipping program from item handling during international transit will be removed. So you don't have to worry about any type of bad feedback. Okay, so for shipping and tracking of the items, so when shipping your item to the shipping center, always add the tracking details. Now, if you use the eBay shipping labels, then the tracking details are automatically uploaded, which is what I recommend 100%. But it says here, if not, you need to actually manually go in and put those tracking numbers. Once a tracking number is uploaded, it is then converted to a global tracking number, which you and your buyer can use to watch it as the item gets delivered. So all you are responsible for is the domestic tracking number, and then eBay takes care of it after that. If you don't use their shipping labels, they're saying here, be sure to add the tracking number yourself, like I said, when you receive it from the preferred carrier, and include the reference number on the label. So that's really important, because when the eBay gets it at their shipping center, they need to know what the reference number is, so they know where your package is going and what order that it relates to. Once your item is received by our shipping center, we'll add international tracking, allowing you and your buyer to track its progress. So I think that's pretty awesome. So then they have this little section called Important Things to Remember. If you have your own system that sends tracking information to the buyer, be sure to send them only the global tracking number so that they don't get confused. Also, if you create your own shipping label, include the reference number. I just talked about that to make sure the shipping center knows that it's your package. It says ship cover insurance isn't available for items sent to the shipping center. If you purchase USPS insurance, it only protects you against any loss or damage until the package reaches the USPS center for eBay, the shipping center. However, it says the global shipping program covers international shipment of the item. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this condensed for you guys. If you add a signature confirmation, it is only good from the point that you send it domestically to eBay. It is not good for a signature when it gets to the country and your actual buyer gets it. So just keep that in mind. It's not worth the extra cost, in my opinion. Okay, so there are some shipping exclusions. If you've created some sort of exclusion in states, territories, or countries or regions that you do not want to ship to, so you can still specify if there are certain countries you adamantly do not want to ship to, you can still go in and you can have exclusions for the countries. I'm not going to go into all these details, but if you click the link below, it'll show you step by step how to do this in your listings and in your settings for your listings. Also, it says here, tailoring the global shipping program to work for you. You can choose which countries you'd like to use for the global shipping program. So again, gives you the instructions on how to do that, which I'm not going to go into. It says here, for items that aren't eligible for the global shipping program or items that are offered to buyers in countries not supported by the global shipping program, you can set up additional international shipping services. So like I said in the beginning of the video, you still have the option to use international shipping by yourself if you want to. You're just carrying all of the risks. So you still have that option instead of the global shipping program. So best practices when using the global shipping program. It says here, to attract more international buyers and to provide a great experience, you should follow these practices when using the global shipping program. So offering free domestic shipping to get an automatic 5-star detailed seller rating for the shipping costs. I think it's also enticing to them because they're already paying a lot of fees on the other end with the customs and things like that. So if it's an item that you feel like you can offer for free, I think it's a good idea to do that, even if your item's price is a little bit higher to absorb the cost of the shipping, the domestic shipping. Also, we talked about doing the business day, 1 business day, handling time. It just makes it go a little bit smoother. Create a shipping label on eBay to have your tracking information uploaded. So we talked about that as well. And specify the package's weight and dimensions. So I'm going to emphasize that again. Make sure you know how much it's going to weigh and what the size of it is going to be before you list it in the global shipping program. If possible, ship all items in a single order in one package. So if that buyer decides to buy multiple things, put it into one package. It's one less package that's going to get lost on the way overseas. And don't ship items until the buyer has paid. Number 1 rule on online buying and selling, right? All right, so what are the restrictions? So there are some restricted categories, and I really don't want to bore you with all of that, but I'll just kind of skim over it real quick so you get an idea of what those categories are, and you won't be surprised by them. But for instance, heavy equipment, website and business for sale, smartwatches, virtual currency, storage and media accessories, gift cards and coupons, fragrances, fresh cut flowers and supplies, really, backyard poultry supplies, other pet supplies, real estate, really? How could you sell real estate international? Anyway, and then there are specialty services with the exception of custom hats, custom jewelry, custom clothing, so I guess those are okay. Let's see here. Stamps in the other category, tickets and experiences. Let's see, travel with the exception of, so you can still do these sections, luggage accessories, maps, travel accessories, etc. Video games, no prepaid gaming cards, and no wholesale or bulk lots. So sounds like a lot, but it really isn't in the big scheme of things and how much that eBay offers for you to be able to sell. Prohibitive items are the items you can't sell on eBay anyway. So I'm not going to go through those. Hopefully you know by now what you're you're not allowed to sell on eBay. If not, please make sure you check out the prohibitive list. Okay, no naughty stuff, no weapons, no guns, all that kind of stuff. All right, eligible countries. There's a lot. There's a lot of eligible countries, from Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, Australia, Austria, Bahamas, etc., etc., etc. I am not going to go through every single one. But again, click the link below and you will see all of the different countries that you are able to ship to. I was actually kind of surprised that they listed them all out. So maybe, again, if you're very specific on something you don't want, make sure you go in and set your preferences for that. It also shows you here on this printout or on this website how to opt out of the global shipping program. So they give you step-by-step on how to do that. There's really no excuse on getting that wrong. Let's see here. And then it just says a tip. You'll find any listings eligible for the global shipping program in My eBay or in the active selling section under the activity tab in Seller Hub. So I said that I was going to go back and tell you about the PayPal fee. So that is one additional fee that you wouldn't normally have with the domestic sales. So let me go over that real quick, and then I was actually going to show you some screenshots of how on my eBay app, how I set the global shipping in my listing. So the standard transactions fees are still there. For normal domestic, it is typically 2.9% of the transaction amount. And for outside the United States, it's 4.4%. So that's the PayPal fee. Plus, if everybody knows, for United States, there's also a fee for the currency, and it's 30 cents. So domestic, it's 2.9 plus the 30 cents per transaction. For international, it's 4.4%, and then it's based on the country it's going to what the additional fee might be, and it's based on their currency type. So, again, if you go into PayPal, I'll leave the link below as well for this, but it'll list out, let me see if I can show you, like here, Australian dollar, and it says here it's 30.30 Australian dollars. So don't think that that's 30 cents. It's whatever the conversion is from US to Australian is what that is. And it goes through each one. Brazilian, Canadian dollars, and they vary, honestly. There's one on here called 90 Hungarian forint. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And it says 90, but what does that mean in the United States? I have no earthly clue. So whatever the conversion is, that's the fee. I wish they kind of broke that out, but it doesn't. Don't be shocked by these numbers because it's actually not the United States currency amounts. But it does vary. You know, and you can see here on the bottom, the US one is 30 cents. So you always have to take into account the extra fees, the extra costs, but overall, I really, really would like to encourage you to give it a chance. Give it a try. See if you like the global shipping program. Give me 1 second. Let me show you the screenshots real quick. So I'm going to show you here in one of my listings. Now I'll be completely transparent with you. I do all of my listings on my eBay app on my iPhone. So this may look a little bit different from your screen if you have an Android, or of course if you're doing it on a computer. But this is what I have to show you. So if I'm going to scroll down until the delivery section, and we're going to go into this section. Now this is where it's important that you put all of your package details in. So I show you here it's 15 ounces and what the dimensions. This package, because it's under a pound, I'm shipping first class, and then also I'm doing the free for buyers. I'm also offering priority shipping. Please make sure you go back and look at my how to create a listing if you need to know how to set these items up. But I wanted to show you the next section, which is ship internationally. So right now I have that selected to on because you can see the blue. I can also turn that off if I wanted to. If it's a specific item I do not want to offer any shipping internationally, but right now I'm going to turn it on again. At the top there, you see that you can select the global shipping program. So I'm going to hit that button, and that's all you have to do. However, if I didn't want to do that, I would go back into that, and then I could select any of these other international services. And again, you'd be taking care of all of the details on your own, whereas the global shipping program, eBay is taking care of those international details for you. Okay, so now that I've showed you guys that, please make sure you leave some comments below. Make sure you ask questions. I have no problems looking into some things for you. Click the links below in the description so that you can educate yourself a little bit more. Also, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the little button, the little bell, so you can be reminded of all the videos that are coming out. And until next time, guys, happy thrifting.